Good evening, Big Blue Nation, or good morning, however you choose to look at it. I believe it's after midnight here outside Kroger Field. Drew Franklin, Adam Luckett. Behind us, the Cats just lost to Tennessee. That's nothing new. We're used to that, seen it our whole lives. But this year, Cats allowed 56 points. Had a good offensive game, 56-34. Cutter Boley showing off, but they just could not stop the Vols' attack. Even threw in a defensive touchdown to help them out. Very disappointing for the Wildcats. And as always, we're going to sit here and do a rapid reaction. We're a little tired. The place is cleared out. Nick Roush is behind us interviewing Cutter Boley. A little late getting to the player interviews. Roush will join us in just a moment. Before I get to Luckett's thoughts, of which we will have many, shout out to Friends of Cole, Kentucky. They sponsor these rapid reactions. We had a fun one last night at the basketball game. This one might not be quite as fun, but thank you all for watching, and thanks to Friends of Cole, friendsofcolekentucky.org. Check it out. Adam Luckett. That was a football game. Now, 11 straight home losses to the SEC in Louisville. Mm-hmm. However, we did get out of the not being able to score 2 touchdowns.
We did.
And we'll start there with a positive since you predicted it. Let's at least, before we get into the long list of negatives, there were some points tonight. Let's be happy with that.
Start there without maybe your best offensive player. Mm-hmm. Seth McGowan did not play tonight. Drew, I think it's the second game in a row an SEC teamwork. Starting quarterback for your University of Kentucky Wildcats had over 300 total yards. Cutter Boley looked like he was the best player on Kentucky's team. Again, second game in a row, in my opinion. That's something you can build from. You feel like finally you have something at quarterback. DJ Miller tonight. Hey now.
What the hell that come from?
What is this? A freshman receiver making plays happen?
Mossing people, too.
And Drew, a receiver is a position you should know pretty early, if they got it or not. DJ Miller looks like he's got it. Mm-hmm. So obviously that's good. We know what Willie Rodriguez can do. We've seen that. Jason Patterson, while not, I wouldn't say a great performance, had some moments. And as a pass catcher, him and Boley, I think, have a little connection there. And the pass game is doing some real things now for Kentucky. The pick 6 was unfortunate. But overall, the offense, again, I think they took a step in the right direction. We talked a lot about trends and how arrows feel pointed down for this program. The offense, honestly, it kind of feels pointed up right now. And number 8's a big reason why. Just like to get excited about, and he's doing it. It's not like it's 2 or 3 receivers carrying him. It's him distributing the football, making right reads, making right decisions, making throws, creating out of structure in the pocket. So from that aspect, I think they are getting better on offense. Again, there's all kinds of stats. First UK player with 5 passing touchdowns since Andre Woodson.
It's quite a long period of time between those 2 quarterbacks.
The first Mark Stoops, I think, quarterback with 4 passing touchdowns in a game, went over 300 yards. But we've seen this team score against Tennessee before, and we've seen them put a bunch of yards. Devin Leary and Will Levis both threw for 300 yards in this building, over 300 yards in this building against Tennessee. They've lost all 3 of those games.
It's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. I see Nick Roush walking this way. He's going to come in so hot. I can just tell by his walk. He's inside the building. I can see him walking through the glass building here, heading out. Before he gets out here, let's go ahead and change the tone to that defense. Looked good against Texas a week ago. We worried some of that might have just been Arch Manning missing open receivers. Tonight we saw that the defense was nowhere near where it needs to be.
Yeah,
Tennessee was doing whatever they wanted.
First things first, they have a Josh Heupel problem.
That's true. It's 5-0 for him.
They just can't figure him out. They cannot figure him out. And when the volleyball player is not playing quarterback, Tennessee is they're scoring 33 points or more in these games. They have a Josh Heupel problem is where we're at in the rapid reaction.
To catch you up, we started with complimenting Boley in the offense. Yeah, we wanted to smile a little bit, and now we're easing into our negatives. There's going to be a lot of those. You're just touching on Heupel, 5 straight wins here. He has Mark Stoops' number. Nick Roush, your thoughts?
First off, I'm not going to be very mad. There's only one person I'm mad at, and he's holding the camera right now because he kept saying on the way up here, Roush, what if they win? What if they win? We knew what was going to happen. Did anybody think that anything different was going to happen? Come on. We know this. We've been through this same song and dance year after year after year after year after year. This is what happens when Kentucky plays Tennessee. They lose. Usually it's pretty bad. Sometimes they rip my heart out. They weren't going to rip my heart out tonight. Hey, at least Cutter Boley was slinging around the yard, just throwing that pigskin around. It was about like Heupel just saying, hey, go long. And every time, the go long play, it always worked. And my favorite part is afterwards, Stoops was like, they just put you in bad spots. It was a bad mismatch for us. And it's like, yeah, we know.
It's also like, actually put him in a locker.
It's also year 5 You play this team every year.
Same
Now,
defensive
part of it
coordinator.
is, the cornerbacks hurt. They've got 2 corners, and then I think Teron Nichols got hurt again at the end.
Kind of going into this too.
So obviously that is an issue, specifically with this Tennessee team with those receivers they have. But you just kind of knew that going in. The disappointing thing with all of this is that you actually scored the points we thought you might need. Again, Nick, Tennessee quarterback has not thrown an interception in this series. It says Jaron Garantano.
He threw a lot of them, though.
Can we get him where they say, Steve Young ain't walking through that door? Can we get Jared Garantano to walk through that door, please? Somebody get him back here.
Can we give their collective? Can we give to their collective to get Garantano back?
That's another thing. That Brazel guy, Kentucky recruited him.
Yes, they did.
They got Macklin instead.
It's a former Summerall guy, right? He was from Tulane, I think.
He was, I think it was before Summerall came.
Crossover,
Yeah,
maybe not. All right, I made
he was
that
a year
up. We'll let
before.
it
I
go.
got him in North Texas mixed up.
While we're
Green
talking
teams.
NILs and collectives, this is me being really negative. Obviously, Cutter Bowley looks good. Miller looks good. We know the youth. I'm worried we were just like, hey, college football, look at this product. Now just come have a big auction and fight over Cutter Bowley. I'm almost like, don't show him off too much because he's looked so good. I'm worried that phone is going to be ringing so much this offseason, and it is going to be so important to keep him. But I think he's going to be a hot target once this year's over.
Did we have any eyeballs on Josh Heupel after
I
the game?
watched the whole moment. I watched Bowley walk from the bench to midfield to the tunnel. No Heupel conversations.
Okay.
Some Tennessee people were being very nice, but it was all brief because I watched him. I was like, don't let Heupel get near him.
So not like the Ray Davis conversations in midfield a few
'cause
years
that
back?
happens. We know they recruit on the field, not just SEC. That's very common. But I watched, all good there. But I do think we were showing off some shiny toys that their stock really went up, and we didn't have anything to show for it tonight.
Big picture wise too, we don't need to do the Mark Stoops conversation, but there is sort of every single week it's like, okay, well this sucked, well now this is better, well now this has sucked, and now this has been better. But if you look big picture, this isn't new. This goes back to what first started this whole snowball unraveling. Your passing game was broken. You bring Liam Cohen in. You fix that. The other 2 things stay the same. But after that, it has just been a juggling match of trying to get your defense, your offense, your special teams all on the same page. They had to change the rule after the Missouri game for that roughing the kicker because he couldn't snap the ball back in. It was the 22. Maybe?
Yes.
Yeah,
there is just
Shout out Colin Goodfellow.
every year there is one thing that's we fixed this and then now this is broken, and that is ultimately just
You're
an
like
indictment on the coaching.
you're Chevy Chase in Vegas
Yeah,
Vacation.
just putting the gum all over the dam. Yeah.
so. And there's some complimentary football, isn't that a thing?
Yeah, that's not something that we're gonna the whole game, really the game. There's 2 really instances in this game we kind of got lost in the second half. First is the Thumbaruski.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And that was funny.
Even Stoops in the press conference was like, "What'd you think of that?" He was like, "I just, what do you say, disbelief?"
Yeah, yeah.
I couldn't believe what I was watching.
The second is that 2-minute drive. It's every year, pretty much every year but last year with the volleyball player.
Yep.
Tennessee has scored
Same
in a
thing.
2-minute drive at the end of the first half.
Same thing with the first possession too, the volleyball player.
And that.
Yeah.
So you're right then you're in a 10 to 14 point hole. If you just going into the game, they're going to score these 2 drives. And so you can't you have to get a stop there. You actually have momentum.
Yeah.
You're going to get the double dip possession if you
One-score
get a
game.
stop. It's 28-21 after all of that. You're going to have a real chance here, and you don't. And again, Nick, all these losses in a row, how many of them we get in the fourth quarter and the game's toast? It's been a lot of them.
It is back-to-back rivalry games. It was the Louisville game, and now it's the Tennessee game, where there are more Louisville fans, there are more Tennessee fans watching you play in a rivalry game in your stadium, just kind of laughing it off. We talk about that Vanderbilt game all the time, Drew. At fourth quarters, those last 2 rivalry games look just as bad, if not worse, than that Vanderbilt game in 2012 with Joker.
And we had a brown bag on TV. That's like Cleveland Brown stuff when you got the brown bags on TV. It was very nice, the ESPN account with its millions of followers to share that screenshot. That's always good for the brand. I thought of a positive we haven't mentioned. Quit laughing, Steven. Also, I'll note with a minute 36 left in the first half, I'm sitting by Steven. He's like, they're going to score a touchdown here. He's like, yes, minute 36. That's all the time in the world. Of course they're scoring a touchdown. But a name we haven't mentioned, and it stinks that we can't get excited because the big picture, it's a problem. But they got Law involved. He's been on the team all year. It's almost like,
J.J. Hester.
It's like, hey, that guy's fast. He's a playmaker. Maybe we should get it to him a little bit more.
I think you have to give Cutter Bowley a lot of credit, but I also think you've got to give Bush Hamden some credit for going back to the drawing board at least. But then again, like you also have to ask, well, why didn't you just roll with Boley
This is
from
my
the start?
biggest thing. I have to butt in. What an evaluation problem. That the guys that are making plays were not part of your plan at all.
Yeah.
Your plan was Zach Calzada and a bunch of dudes who've done nothing so far. But your Boleys, your Millers, I mean, were they not in fall camp? I understand. some
J.J.
guys-
Hester didn't have a catch until tonight.
I understand some guys get in the game and they're gamers. And you're like, wow, lights come
Sure.
on and they just have it. That didn't happen with 8 different dudes. It's like they honestly didn't know how to build the roster and they're surprised. And we know some of it's built in and how it works. NIL, you paid these guys, got to play them. But it's like, these guys have been on the team the whole time and they were not part of your plan at all. It took Calzada to get hurt to even go to Boley. It's just, add it to the list of what were you all doing.
Going back to work. I think the good people of the Commonwealth would appreciate it if I put my head back down and got back to work.
And I think Stoops hit it on the head again. He said, what was his bottom line results
Bottom
quote?
line business.
The bottom line business. And we all know the stats at this point. We all know the records. And
It's bad.
Real bad.
At least it's a quick game. Yeah. What do y'all want to do after this? Where y'all want to get food? What's open?
Oh, nothing.
I heard a
Nothing.
little Sir Pizza mention on 11 personnel. They won't hit that up.
Oh, God.
Sir Pizza got a lot of run on 11 personnel this
A
week.
lot more people eating Sir Pizza.
Yeah, shout out
Oh,
Sir Pizza.
gosh.
Shout out Friends of Call
What
again.
time is it?
I don't know.
It's time for us to get to work, I think.
Yeah, we should head to the press box. Thank you all for watching this. Thank you all for being here. I know most of you all left before the fourth quarter, but Kentucky fans, especially the UK football fans that keep showing up, it's truly unbelievable how we just keep walking right into the
Resiliency.
That's
Just like Cole.
crazy resiliency, whatever you want to call it. But shout out to you all. Shout out to Cole. Shout out to Cutter Boley. Shout out to Bush Hamden. You deserve it. Good job, Bush Hamden. We'll sign off. Cats lost again. Good job, Bush.